Katie. That was so nice. And I am Flapjack, I guess. You guys didn't catch that. Okay, I'm going to read something from my novel. Comes out in September 15th. It's called Emerald City. This is one of my three main characters, Peter, who is like kind of on the descent to severe alcoholism. So this is a little excerpt about blacking out and shitting yourself and how that somehow leads to like thinking about doing drugs. If nothing else, one thing was clear to Peter. College was easier than high school. Attendance seemed optional. A modicum of critical thinking and minimal effort could pull you B's or even A's if the class was easy. But most students wasted hours of their actual lives on memorization and mnemonic devices. You didn't even need clear goals, much less a major. Electives were a joke, their punchline the class you chose. Peter likened ethnomusicology's rigor to that of Matthew McConaughey's approach to the bongos, a challenge you could beat best while stoned. If stuck in a real gelatin of a jam, he'd show up early for exams and find a good angle. No one cared. The real challenge was sobriety. One particularly ratchet Thursday began with himself at the Monkey Pub and ended somewhere he'd never be able to tell anyone because he himself would never know. He made it home unscathed, passed out perpendicular to his mattress, his dreams just variegated blotches. The coke ringing his nostrils worked like smelling salts, but then, coming to, he caught a rank whiff. There were leavings, a whole trail of turbid runoff leading to his computer chair. He voided himself over vast stretches of his now all too literal 15 by 15 shitbox. Over the next 20 minutes, he searched as if for bodies under rubble, wincing and retching whenever he turned up another goop of sultry evidence. 6 hours of violent drunk sleep had desensitized him not a single dram to his own brand of compost. The forensic report. He tried to pull down his pants, shat in his computer chair, and wiped his ass on softer surfaces. Only then had he surrendered to what can only be called unconsciousness, since sleep implies rejuvenation, and currently he felt like Ding Dong Dick, which he muttered now on the cement stoop of a shitbox. He shambled to the supermarket in ambulatory limbo, a barely bipedal movement long relegated to primitive iterations of the species. People stared. Those near enough wrinkled their noses. He couldn't blame them, only himself. Once at the QFC, he ransacked the supplies aisles, rows of Lysol, wet wipes, Febreze, scented paper towels. He draped a selfie arm over his bin. He asked for help at the self-checkout kiosk. The checkout clerk's smug glances expressed with unequivocal cogency that he, Peter, looked like a hobo investing in a cleaning business, and that perhaps he should avoid the hypocrisy of a proof of concept that neglected his own hygiene. In a way, he was inverting expectations. Such thoughts weren't helping, though. He thought he caught the clerk startle as he dipped a hand in his pocket, from which, along with his wallet and keys, he drew a receipt from Little Darlings. $20 on lap dances and $148 in Diet Cokes. Then a strobed memory. Hard to see, just gaudy lasers. Railing talcumy coke off a dancer's stomach, stumbling back, the dancer taking a key bump, claiming it keeps her figure. A little Diet Coke with dinner, Peter had shrugged, flicking her nipple ring. Fuck, he thought cogently. He braced, ran his card, and expelled an acrid breath as the kiosk bleated its approval. Back at the shitbox, Peter reviewed the scene, cracked a beer, again setting to work. He couldn't subdue the stink that then lasted for weeks. He wore a hospital mask to sleep. The story became the icebreaker for meeting his mind. In fact, it spurred a stint with total sobriety. For a while, at least. That was the thing of it, right? Everything was only for a while. His freshman year nearly through, Peter had made acquaintanceships like loose threads of spit hanging from his maw over porcelain bowls in punkish bathrooms. He was embarrassed. Embarrassed that he'd shat where he ate with himself in his 15 by 15 foot shitbox. Embarrassed that he'd become a questionably more intelligent version of his father. Embarrassed to be alive. Once the shakes passed, he kicked the Red Bull for coffee. He rediscovered masturbation. He studied more than 40 minutes for a calc exam in which he lost all 7 points for failing to show his work. At a Thai place on Broadway, he put a vegetable in his mouth, the carrots in his red curry. He met someone while working the concierge desk at the start of his graveyard security shift. Slumped in one of the lobby's 3 velour couches, Dylan's lunky head sported a baseball cap whose old-school Orioles logo interested Peter less than its fit, the bill's slightly crooked angle blurring the line between douchey and looshy. From Baltimore, Peter chanced half disgusted with himself. The dude seemed to require eye contact before registering the question. Bel Air, he said. Sorry to hear that, Peter quipped. Dylan, he smiled, striding the lobby's width and offering a hand. They talked until Peter's first rounds. Rather, Dylan did. Peter listened, and for once, Peter didn't mind. Dylan was one of those weekend warriors, 50 or 60 grueling hours a week, fueling his trips beyond the brain's atmosphere, moonwalks of the mind. His numinous rituals were many and included ruminating over peaty scotch, shredding slopes of uncut coke, art that was patentable as an anesthetic, and always doses of acid ranging from micro to massive. In the mirror, Peter suspected Dylan saw a hedonic monk, a social martyr, depersonalizing and psychotropic secret. Peter's roommate Brad also fashioned himself a hermit, but Peter saw Brad for what he was, just another JavaScript hard-on. So was Dylan if you subbed the JavaScript and total social ineptitude for responsible drug use and oil business acumen. The paycheck, mon frere, was Dylan's answer to the otherwise lengthy ethical dialectic, and no one wanted that. The payola, he repeated. Yeah, but I make money too, Peter said. People with half a brain make money. Well, I shan't lie, mon frere. One of several perks is the monthly pilgrimage to distant lands roiling in oil. You see, you take a trip out to Afghanistan, for instance. You ask about the mustard seeds. They know what you mean. I fly company private, no security. I can bring back a pound of pure, no problem. You in business, Peter said, eyebrow lifted. Dylan looked off, face thronged with guilt and greed. Nah, man, nah. They savored this moment of tacit understanding. Crushing a butt and getting up for another glass, Dylan said, but I know someone who is. Thank you.